So it's March and you feel some of your goals have already lost its time. It has already passed and there's no point of going into it anymore. You feel there's no need because, well, you didn't start at the appointed time. So you're just going to keep procrastinating it till when you feel like it's the next appointed time or the next best time. But let me just tell you something. The time you have now, which is like now and as we speak, is the best ever time you're ever going to have. Because yeah, sure, it would have been better to start off in January or better start off last week or last month or whatever. But now is the next best time you have. There's a quote that I always try to tell myself. Yesterday was the best time, but now is your next best time. So if you're thinking that since you already lost your time, you're not going to start something that you want to do, just know that tomorrow you're going to wish you had started today. I'm going to talk about fears of starting late because I know that I have done my own part of starting late in a lot of things. I just made a video on my vision board. Like I literally made my vision board few weeks ago and I was kind of shy of posting it because I'm like everybody was making their vision board in January, some even back in December. And I was like, you know what, let me just post it because I'm sure some people can relate. And definitely people were able to relate. People like I got that video did well on my standard. On my standard, okay. So people were able to relate and they were like, you know what, yes, goals should not have a deadline because I didn't do something earlier doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it anymore. So if you relate to any of these things, keep listening. Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to Inspire That Podcast, and it's me, your host, Princess. And for this episode, I'm going to talk about why we are so scared of starting it. And before I want to even say anything, it's never too late. If you feel it's late right now, tomorrow you're even going to feel worse. So it's better to just do the thing now. Anyways, I would like to say society really makes us feel we are much more behind than we really are. Because genuinely, I think we're never meant to be so exposed to other people's lives, to other people's businesses as much as we are on social media. But you know what? We are exposed to their lives and there's a good side to it. I'm not going to say social media is all bad, delete it, blah, blah, blah. There's a good side to being exposed to people's life. You see what is achievable out there. If you only use the bad side of social media, which is like you constantly comparing your journey to another person's journey or comparing your achievements to another person's achievements, you're going to be stuck in that same position because you will think to yourself, what is the point? If I don't have this by now, what is the point? Everyone else has this and I'm just left alone. Everyone aside from me has this. So why should I keep going? Why should I keep chasing my dream? Why should I keep working hard when I've been working hard for so long and it has come to nothing? But I just want to say that it is all in your head. Everyone has their own timeline. And you know what? The first time I heard, oh, everyone has their own timeline. And I'm like, ugh, so why do I have the worst timeline then? And I just want to say, be grateful for where you are and what you have because trust me, it can be worse. You don't want to keep like being discontent with your life because you don't know if things will get worse. That's why I just try to tell myself, be grateful because things could get worse. Things could be worse. I could be arguing about the fact that why don't I have thousands or hundreds of subscribers or followers, blah, blah, blah. But things could be worse in the sense that I might not even have a mic. I might not even have anything to use and record. I might not even be on the journey to getting there. That's how things could be worse. So appreciating what you have now would open doors for many more. And if you ever wonder if you've missed your chance of success or if you feel like I could have started this thing 2 years ago so that by now I'll be so much more better off, I just want to let you know that there's no way you can miss your time. The skills you have now, the expertise, the knowledge, 2 years ago you didn't have all that knowledge. If you feel like you could have done all this, you could have done all this, but she didn't know, she had no clue, she was doing the best with what she had. But now that you have a clue, now that you know, you should do the best with what you have to make your future self proud. Because you might be thinking, oh, my past self, she didn't make me so proud. Okay, well, that's in the past. Now it's your duty, it's your responsibility to make your future self proud. And when I started telling myself this, I got up. I got up because I know that every single thing I'm doing, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how cringe, no matter how uncomfortable it is, I know I'm sowing seeds into my future. And all of us should have this mentality of us sowing seeds into our future because our future self will thank us so much. Because there's so much in the future that we don't even know about. We might be handling different things in our future. But you just doing what you can do now, no matter what's going on in your head, would really like 10x where you are in the future. And another thing I want to talk about is that success isn't a race, and it has never been a race. Why do we always think it is the first person to do it, or is the first few people to do it, or if everyone has done it, then it's not special anymore? Like, if everyone buys their dream house at 25 and I don't have my dream house at 25, if I get my dream house at 30 or whatever, I'm still going to be so happy. And at 25, I'm not going to say I've given up because I don't have this thing yet and everyone else has it. Then what is 30-year-old you going to do? What is like 40-year-old you going to do, or 50-year-old you going to do if you're already giving up at just a young age of 25? If you're already losing hope, if you're already saying this isn't working out, my life is in shambles, I would never amount to anything, there's no point in doing it. Like 50-year-old you is looking back at you like, girl, would you get up and walk so that we can enjoy in this future? So there's no expiry dates to anything. If you have a new goal, even if everyone has done it, even if everyone has achieved that thing and it feels like yours is wasting so much time, there's no expiry date. There's no time where they're going to say, you know what, there's no point in doing that anymore. So why do we think we have that expiration date in our head? And the biggest problem with social media, or the biggest problem I think there is with social media, is the problem with comparison. Because no one is going to be posting their like craziest thoughts or their downest moments on social media. There's something I read that was like, if everyone comes in a circle and puts all their problems down, you would pick yours and you would leave, because everyone has their own problems. And I'm not saying that social media is fake, people are pretending. That's not even what I'm saying. You posting your happy times doesn't mean that you're pretending. You posting your success and your wins and your achievements doesn't mean that you're pretending. But what I'm saying is that you don't know they're behind the scenes. You only know you're behind the scenes. And the thing is that you now keep comparing your behind the scenes, your little failures, your little downtimes, your bad days, your frustrations, to other people's highest moments, to their best times, to when they're like smiling, to every single thing. And it doesn't make sense, because I would look at myself, I would look at a bad day I had, and then I'll go on social media. That like me before. Now I've changed, glory be to God. But I would look at their lives and be like, oh, they have it so good, their lives are so well. And I would now think about my own bad day, and I'm like, if you see a bush and if you see a garden with like beautiful flowers, which would you take a picture of and which would you post? You would post the garden, like the beautiful flowers. You will not post the bush. But it doesn't mean that the bush doesn't exist. And it doesn't mean that the garden of flowers is fake or is an edited picture or something. So stop telling yourself like everybody's fake on social media, because that's another way to console ourselves, which I don't think is healthy. Yes, that's their life. Their life is amazing. Your life too can be amazing, just depending on the choices that you make. If you start now, if you keep watering your own grass and focusing on your own self, you don't know how far you can go. Literally. You literally don't know how far you can go. And the next thing is just start. I did a video last week, or the video that went up before this one, and I was like, I figured out how to start. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I figured out how to start, because there are a lot of things where previous me would never put my legs in because of a lot of circumstances and a lot of like doubts, fears, insecurities, imposter syndrome, that whole lot. But it's like, just start. And I ended that video, I think, with the quote of like, if you're too scared to start something, ask yourself, is this fear, is this reason that I'm so scared, is it bigger than me eventually achieving all my dreams and living my dream life? For example, I am so scared to do my podcast. I feel it's weird. It's uncomfortable. I'd rather be sleeping or doing something else right now. So it's my sleep, like not even like normal sleep, because I already have my 8 hours, but it's my like laziness, me wanting to sleep more, me being uncomfortable in front of the camera, me thinking of what this other person would say, or being scared of if it doesn't have any views or anything. Is it bigger than me eventually living my dream life, meeting the right people, making like building a community around Inspired a podcast, or my other goals? Like, is it bigger? And I'm like, no, I already have my sleep, I've eaten, I'm good. Why should laziness stop me? Like, ask yourself, why should laziness stop you? And it's like, laziness shouldn't stop you. Laziness is not going to stop me. I'm not going to allow laziness to stop me. When you realize the reason behind you not wanting to start, that's a very good step, because you can just be up in your head thinking about 30 million things. and you're not coming to any solution. But the solution I believe is really, really helpful is to figure out why you don't want to start. Why are you so scared of starting? And once you do that, ask yourself, is this reason worth my dreams? Is this reason worth my future reality? Is this reason worth me failing my future self, letting my future self down? Because I know that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to let her down because I know she's counting on me and your future self is counting on you too. And the next thing I want to say, which is very, very key, is to enjoy the process because it's going to make it so much more better. If you're doing something and you're dreading it so much, enjoy the process. Okay, you know what? I'm going to confess. So I recorded this video already like many, many days ago, but the audio video quality was just nonsense. So I'm doing it again. And this point that I just said, enjoy the process. You know what? I'm doing something that I really, really dread. Like anytime I sit down and just get my laptop open, I'm like, this is not like, I just want to get this done and just throw it away in the bin and everything. But enjoying the process would really help me if I eventually take my own advice. Enjoying the process would eventually help me because it will make it easier and I'll be happier because I literally I've never dreaded something so bad. But if I were to enjoy the process, I would make more progress because now I'm not doing it every day because I don't want to ruin every day. I just select days where I know, okay, today's going to be a bad day because I'm working on that thing. And now I'm telling myself, this is a note to myself, Princess, enjoy the process because I bet you there's a way you can enjoy the process no matter how difficult and disgusting it is. Yes, I just called it disgusting. But no matter how difficult and disgusting it is, just enjoy the process. Because one thing I tell myself is that before I used to enjoy this thing, but now I don't anymore because it's just disgusting to me. And you may be asking yourself, well, how can I enjoy this process? There's a trick I learned. Look at someone that you feel, or imagine someone that you feel knows how to do it, or that you feel is an expert in what you're trying to do. How would they approach the situation? Would they approach the situation with so much disgust and so much hate? No, they would approach the situation with love or like with happiness, with joy, like, okay, this is my thing. And if you want this thing to become your thing, from the video I did on Alter Ego, I spoke about how you should approach things from your higher self. So imagine your higher self, she knows how to do this thing, she's not scared, she's not irritated by it, she loves it and she enjoys the process. So you can always start that task as your alter ego. I don't need to start as Princess. I don't need to start recording podcasts as Princess. I can just step into my alter ego, put on my lipstick and go. Because I'm so powerful. My brain, if I just tell my brain this is who I am, my brain would catch up if I keep telling it that and if I keep acting it out. But if I keep telling my brain, okay, Princess doesn't like doing this, Princess is not interested in this thing, your brain is also going to catch up. And even when you're now trying to do the opposite, your brain is going to do what you tell it to do, not what you're trying to pretend to be. And detached from external pressure, I think why we are so scared of starting sometimes is because of the external pressure. What will people say? Is it not too late? What if I'm not good at this thing? What would they think when they see me starting at such a time or at such a period in my life? But it's like, at the end of the day, everybody thinks about themselves more than they think of you. Like, you feel like everybody's looking at you, but everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own demons to fight. Everyone has their own things to think about. So stop thinking that everyone thinks about you, because I bet you it's a form of narcissism. Like, you thinking everyone is thinking about you. Whatever you do, all eyes are on you, blah, blah, blah. People aren't really thinking about you like that. People are not thinking about you like that. People are not on your case. Okay, well, some people are, like, don't get me wrong, but if you're just the average person, no, not the average person, but if you're just going about your life, doing your own thing, why are you so bothered with what another person is thinking? Because I saw a quote that was like, don't take advice from someone that is not living the life that you want to live. Also, don't take criticism from someone that is not living the life that you want to live. If a homeless person tells you you're not doing something right in your life, or if a homeless person tells you, oh, I don't like you, I don't like the shoes you got on, you're just going to be like, okay, like maybe they're just transferring some aggression of their day onto you. Someone that's not living your life, a stranger, even someone that you know, if they are trying to criticize you, but they literally are not living your dream life, what you envision for yourself is not what they have going on, you should just be like, okay, they're transferring their own aggression onto you, and that has nothing to do with you. So detach from external pressure. What you think other people will say, just detach from it. Just let it go. Because why are you living your life based on other people's terms? Why are you living your life based on what other people feel, based on what other people think is right or comfortable for them? Because I bet you people don't like it when other people try to chase their dreams and try to do things that are important to them, because why? They don't have the courage to do so. So they try to bring down another person for doing what they are too scared to do. So next time when you see somebody trying to bring you down or trying to shame you for doing something, just know that they are too scared of doing it, and that's why they want to bring you down, so that you guys will stay in the same boat. Because since they can't do it, they want to stop another person from doing it. And another thing we need to know is that it doesn't matter how early you start. You might have started 2 years ago, but you never went through with it. You just did it like once in 5 months. But you can start now and you can be super, super consistent, and you will just like, your journey will just go like that. And that is what should matter, your consistency, not how early you started. So you can choose to start now, and you can choose to be as consistent as you can be. So some of my closing thoughts is just, don't care what other people think. What you think is what should matter the most. And what you think is not always right. Because you can be all up in your head and you can be thinking a lot of things because of what you've consumed, because we're not really mindful of what we're consuming these days. So don't believe everything you think. Try and challenge your thoughts. Think about what you think about. And some of the best opportunities you think you have missed is because then it looked like risk, but now they seem like opportunities. So whatever risk is in front of you, try and take that risk, because 5 years from now, you look back and see that as an opportunity. So you know what? Do that thing for your future self. And honestly, you might not have been ready before, but now if you're constantly thinking about starting something, constantly, it's actually a sign that you're ready and you should just go for it. So I really hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. I really hope I'll see you next week. And if you enjoyed, please leave a comment, like, subscribe to motivate me, and I'll see you in my next week's episode.